ऐसे रेप के आरोपी को अगर बेल मिलेगी तो देश की बेटियां कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगी?
Hello and welcome. You're watching In Your Interest, and we're putting the spotlight today on the Unnao rape case. Tonight, we bring to you a story that has once again raised serious questions about justice and safety for survivors of sexual violence in our country. We're looking at two very different pictures of India. In one frame, there's a former lawmaker, a man convicted of rape who has just been handed a legal lifeline by the High Court. In the other frame, there is a young woman, the survivor of that very rape. She's being dragged away by the police officers on the cold pavement of India Gate. The Delhi High Court has suspended the life sentence of former BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar and granted him bail in the 2017 Unnao rape case. Sengar was convicted in December of 2019 for raping a minor girl and sentenced to life imprisonment. The court has now imposed several conditions while letting him out on bail. Sengar must furnish a personal bond of 15 lakh rupees with at least 3 sureties of the same amount. He cannot come within a 5-kilometer radius of the survivor's residence. He is barred from threatening or contacting the survivor or her mother. He has to also deposit his passport and report to the local police station every Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning. The High Court gave several reasons for its decision. First, the court found that the facts of the case do not fulfill the condition required to apply the stricter offence of aggravated penetrative sexual assault under Section 5 of the POCSO, or the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. This was because Sengar does not fall within the definition of public servant. That's what the court found. The court ruled that Sengar cannot be considered a public servant under POCSO simply because he was an MLA at the time. Under POCSO Act, an offence becomes aggravated penetrative sexual assault when it is committed by persons who hold position of authority or power, such as being a public servant or a police officer. Second, the court said that the life imprisonment until death is not mandatory in this case. Third, it noted that Sengar has already served 7 years and 5 months in prison, which exceeds the minimum sentence required under law before 2019. The court also said that threat perception alone is not a valid amount or ground to deny relief to a convict. And finally, invoking Article 21, the court stated that continued incarceration would violate Sengar's right to personal liberty. Now, let me tell you what happened last night. In the biting cold, the survivor and her mother arrived at India Gate to protest against the court decision, the court order. They were not alone. There were many people with them. But instead of being heard, they were dragged away by the Delhi police. The visuals show police women pulling the survivor and her mother away from the protest site. The survivor, who by the way has already endured unimaginable trauma, was once again subjected to state action and not protection. Think about this for a moment. The man convicted of raping her gets legal relief, and she, asking for justice, gets dragged by the police. Now think about the message we are sending to the survivors of sexual violence in this country.
जजमेंट से सर बहुत दुख मुझे है, क्योंकि मुझे लगा मैं सुसाइड कर लूं, लेकिन मैं अपने बच्चों को, अपने परिवार को, अपने पति को, अपने विकलांग सास को सोचते हुए मैंने सब बहुत सोचा, कुछ लोगों ने समझाया, लेकिन इस जजमेंट से मुझे बहुत दुख है, क्योंकि ऐसे रेप के आरोपी को अगर बेल मिलेगी तो देश की बेटियां कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगी? सर, सुरक्षित नहीं रहेंगी। मेरे पिता को मार दिया गया, मेरे साथ रेप किया गया, मेरा एक्सीडेंट कराया गया, मेरे परिवार को मारा गया, मेरे चाचा की बेल खारिज हुई, उसके बाद में मेरे परिवार की सुरक्षा विड्रॉ कराई गई, उसके बाद में मेरे पैरोकार, मेरे गवाहों की सुरक्षा विड्रॉ करा ली गई। उसके बाद में चलो ठीक है, बहस हुई, बहस होने के बाद 2 दिन बाद अगर जजमेंट होता तो दुनिया सुनती, दुनिया को लगता कि हाँ गलत जजमेंट है, सही जजमेंट है, लेकिन ये सारा सेटलमेंट होने के बाद ये 3 महीने बाद जजमेंट हुआ है। कुलदीप सिंह सेंगर रेप के आरोपी का 3 महीने बाद जजमेंट हुआ है। 3 महीने बाद जजमेंट हुआ है ताकि पूरा सत्ता शासन पूरा सोच समझ के सब उसका जजमेंट हुआ है।
Imagine the horror of that woman. Let me quickly take you back to the nightmare and how it began. On 4th of June 2017, a minor girl alleged that she was raped by the then BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar at his residence in Unnao in Uttar Pradesh. That same month, she was abducted, drugged and gang raped for several days by 3 men from the Makhi village. An FIR was filed on the 20th of June for rape, abduction and criminal intimidation, but the system failed her immediately. The police allegedly blocked the inclusion of Sengar's name in the charge sheet. By August of 2017, the girl and her family were fighting a lonely battle. Then in April of 2018, Sengar's men allegedly assaulted her father. And desperate and unheard, the survivor attempted self-immolation outside Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister's residence on 8th of April. The very next day, her father died in police custody. The post-mortem report showed 14 injuries to his body. 14. Only after national outrage did the case get transferred to the CBI on 12th of April 2018. And finally, POCSO Act was invoked against Sengar. But the horrors did not just end there. On 28th of July 2019, the survivors' 2 aunts were killed when a truck rammed into their car. The survivor and her lawyer were critically injured in that crash. Many believe it was not an accident, but an attempt to silence her forever. On 20th of December 2019, a special court in Delhi sentenced Sengar to life imprisonment and imposed a fine of 25 lakh rupees. It was seen as a rare moment of justice. Today, that sentence stands suspended. And despite the suspension of his life sentence, Kuldeep Singh Sengar will not be released from jail. As a result of this order, he continues to serve a 10-year sentence for the custodial death of rape victim's father, a conviction which was handed down to him on 12th of March 2020. But the big questions that we're asking tonight, what does it say about justice when a rape survivor's peaceful protest is forcefully removed by the police? And does the system prioritize a convicted rapist's rights over a survivor's safety? Joining us on the show, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson for the Congress Party, Barkhat Rehan, political analyst and activist, Rekha Agrawal, advocate Supreme Court, Dr. Charu Walikhanna, who's also an advocate, author and former member of NCW. Dr. Charu Walikhanna, I want to begin with you, ma'am. How do you read the court's sentencing that Kuldeep Singh Sengar is not a public servant or was not a public servant at the time of the crime, despite him being a serving BJP MLA?
See, you have to see, I'm holding 2 hats, one as a former member of the National Commission and the other is as an advocate. So as I think the way the police has treated her, dragged her is really atrocious and very condemnable, because finally she's a survivor and survivors need support. And the way, I mean, even to get an FIR registered and his name in the charge sheet was like a mountain for her, climbing a mountain. But as far as what you're talking about, a public servant, you see the specific clause in the POCSO which says that when they say public servant, it's like if you're in a jail, or if it's a police, or you're in a hospital and that person is in your charge. It's not just, does not mean anybody who has got anything to do with government, a job or a position. And as speaking as a lawyer, I definitely feel that justice has been done in her case, because everyone, like you said, was very heartened to know that he's got life imprisonment. And also he had to pay her 25 lakhs. Apart from what the Supreme Court on the 1st August 2019 ordered 25 lakhs compensation to her and her mother. When Sengar was sentenced, again 25 lakhs. In addition, her mother was given 10 lakhs. I mean, I understand that money is no compensation for the humiliation and trauma, but to help the survivor move on. And over these years, she moved on, she got married, she's got 2 children. Now to say the law does not work, I think that's a little unfair, because after all, the law has a process of appeal.
No,
And Sengar's appeal was
right.
pending for
That's not
9
what I
years.
said, ma'am. I'm going to repeat my question and maybe also take it to Rekha Agrawal. I asked you particularly, was the court, High Court, correct in holding Kuldeep Singh Sengar not a public servant, despite he being a BJP MLA at the time the crime was committed? That was my pointed question.
You have to see it in context with the POXO Act.
Okay.
So, in context with the POXO Act, that specific provision does not apply. That is what they said.
Okay. Rekha Agrawal, would you agree with that?
Yes, I fully agree with what Dr. Charu has said, because we are probably seeing the term public servant in a very generalized layman's manner.
Okay.
However, this has to be seen in the ambit of the definition given under the POXO Act, and that is when a person who's holding a public post is a person of authority, he exploits that position of trust. For example, he's a person in for example, he's in the army, or if he's in the police, or if he's a jailer, etc., where he misuses that power, being a public servant, and exploits a minor child under the POXO Act, and then he can be such a person can be convicted for what is called aggravated penetrative assault.
Okay.
In this case, the accused person Sengar was initially charged with penetrative sexual assault, which became aggravated sexual assault because the trial court applied the sections of POXO. But now, when the appeal has been, the appeal is pending final trial, final hearing before the Honorable High Court, and during that period, until the appeal is finally decided, though I have my sympathies with the rape victim, the rape survivor, for the extreme agony that she's gone through, mental and physical. But at the same time, we are in a constitutional country, democratic country, where the rule of law prevails. Article 21 is a fundamental right guaranteed to everybody, whether you're an accused or whether you're a survivor. The accused has a right to apply for suspension of sentence during the pendency of the appeal. And that is what, in this particular case, considering the fact that it's a very heinous offense, and at the same time, he's already completed more than the limited minimum number of years that he was supposed to before the 2019 amendment. So, in my view, I think the High Court has applied its wisdom in a very judicial manner, not got swayed by by sentiments, and at the same time taken steps to ensure that the survivor is still protected. There are certain very stringent conditions which have been imposed on Sengar. For example, he cannot come within a 5-kilometer radius. He cannot contact the survivor. He cannot contact the mother. All those things I think are there.
It feels very superficial, ma'am, if you ask me, as a woman, as a journalist, because all of these sureties did not stop Sengar from allegedly trying, harming the family, which are allegations, haven't been proven. But, this is what the survivor is saying. The survivor says that my aunts were killed by Sengar and his goons, and my father was harmed by the police because Sengar is a very powerful man in Unnao, and now that he's free, he'll do what he has to do. So despite all the, sureties that the court has put, it does not build any confidence in her or in her family for that matter. And let me take this up with Pooja Tripathi. Pooja Tripathi, we are showing visuals of how she was treated there. Outside India Gate, on the cold pavements, dragged by the policewoman. I mean, is that how we treat survivors in this country?
Exactly, Shweta. When you say it does not instill confidence in the survivor, it does not instill confidence in any woman of the country. This is how you treat survivor, drag her across. And what were they doing? Three people were doing a silent protest, holding placards in their hands. And that's what you say. When you impose a condition like you cannot be near 5 kilometers, this man, the heinous crime since 2017, is not just gang rape. This woman was not just gang raped by Sengar, she was gang raped by the system also. Delay in FIR, institutional apathy, custodial deaths, most of the family members were wiped away. Such a dangerous man. No woman should be near 50 kilometers of this man, and they're saying this is conditional. I don't understand. The legal luminaries here are better placed to give us the legal outline of the cases. But look at the agony this woman has went through, and how Is this how you treat the survivors of rape victims? When they are asking for justice, when they're asking for them to be treated with empathy, you drag them across the protest site. CRPF takes them. Her mother was put off from the bus, and she's going here and there, and she's asking for people for help. Just now, LOP Rahul Gandhi ji has met. Rahul Gandhi ji and Sonia Gandhi ji has met, and outside Ten Janpa, she's saying she has placed a request to Prime Minister, Home Minister, and everybody to for her to meet, but it has been denied. And that's what we are saying. What message do you want to give to the women of the country? That a rapist who was, let me be very clear, Bharatiya Janata Party took the last extent to save this man. They were not ready to accept him being guilty. They were saving him till the last extent, till the court found him guilty.
Okay.
And that's where you draw the line.
Okay,
I totally disagree with.
Barkha, I'm coming to you one after the other. I'm coming to you.
Don't do this.
Barkha, I'm coming to you. Can we not speak over each other, please? Dr. Tripathi, okay, we heard you. Barkha, I'm coming to you. I am coming to you, Barkha.
In my country. This is my country too, and a rape victim cannot be, rape survivor cannot be dragged across.
Pooja,
Please.
Pooja Tripathi, enough. Barkha Trehan, enough. I'm going to mute the two of you. If you continue to talk over each other, we're going to talk one after the other. Barkha, I was coming to you. And I request you to not speak until you're called. This is not a debate where we shout over one another. But that is for other channels. I'm coming to you. And so my question to you is, and on basis of what Dr. Pooja Tripathi also said, she said, obviously that, this does not instill confidence. A lot of people today are angry. Women are angry. And Survivor has called it Kaal for her family and for herself. The fact that Kuldeep Singh Sengar is out. She has also hinted that he was perhaps helped by the BJP because of the upcoming Uttar Pradesh Assembly election. Kuldeep Singh Sengar is important to the BJP. That's what the Survivor has said.
See, first of all, I believe that the survivor should get justice. But stop politicizing the whole issue. This is not
justice.
He was a serving MLA. See,
it is political.
This is not justice outrage. This is election time outrage. Congress is not fighting for justice. It is fighting BJP. In this process, we are undermining the courts. That is the biggest thing which we are doing is everyone sitting in the panel, I've been discussing this throughout my day. Why are we undermining the courts? The courts.
What do you mean by undermining courts? You mean by when we question a judgment, we undermine courts? When we question a political party, we undermine? What do you mean by undermining courts? Because you are a citizen of this country. I am a citizen of this country. Don't we have right to question? So we question the authority. The minute we question, we undermine the authority. Is that what you're saying?
It's not about only questioning. See how Rahul Gandhi is calling the victim. Has he ever done this to the others who have pointed out fingers? I know of so many women who have pointed out fingers on Congress party. Has he even called them?
Can you stop with your whataboutery right now, Barkha Trehan? Let's be civic. Stop this whataboutery. Let's stick to what Unnao rape victim is saying. She's the one in question right now. Go ahead. If you want to talk about her, talk about her.
Yeah, I believe in the court, and courts don't work with emotion. They work with evidences. The evidences were put on, and it has been 8 years. Sengar was behind bars, and the court has seen all the evidences and then did this observation. Now the victim's family, as I said earlier also, wants to approach the Supreme Court. They are always, they can go to the Supreme Court, but here again, the court has given bail to Sengar. The case is not over. The trial will still go on. More evidences will be there. And if he is found guilty, he should be penalized. Give him life sentence, give him phansi, hang him till death. Whatever the court has to bring the justice. Not everybody sitting on media, kangaroo courts, will do all this.
Let's not forget that not even FIR was lodged and the case was only transferred to the CBI after media jumped in. So don't tell me what media does or does not do. The reason why the case was transferred to the CBI is because we made sure that this remains a headline. We made sure every person in this country talks about it, and that is why justice was served. So don't media does this, media does that.
Men languishing in jail. Do we really fear about?
You want me to take up every case on every show that I do here?
He was jailed for 20 years. Did we even talk about that? Vishnu Tiwari was behind bars. He is also from UP. Lalit Kaur, he was behind bars for 20 years for a crime he never did. Allahabad
You want me to take up all of these cases here? Do you think I have the bandwidth to take all of? I'm not saying any of them is not important. I'm sure all of them are important. Do you think we have the bandwidth to? We do what we can. And we're doing what we can. Let me go back to Dr. Charuvali Khanna. Dr. Charuvali Khanna, the bench has clearly rejected threat perception and said that is the valid ground for which, the sentence has now been suspended, because threat perception alone is not enough to keep someone behind bars. But, given the gravity of this case, ma'am, given how much, has gone into this case, agencies have failed the survivor, there's been obviously rape of the minor, but also custodial death. There's been conspiracy, torture, too many aspects that have come to light. Do you believe, perhaps the court should have taken a more profound view of the impact such a judgment could have on society?
I totally agree with you. The court could have taken a more holistic view, because there are too many coincidences. Now, I don't know whether they're related, whether they're murder, but he's already in also for murder for 10 years. So he's not going to walk out today. If he walks out, he'll walk out after maybe 2.5 hours. And I really do appreciate that the media has raised this issue. That's why the Supreme Court took cognizance and ordered the ex gratia of 25 lakhs in addition to whatever they were getting. But so we cannot deny the role of the media in holding persons responsible. What I find very disturbing is that the High Court, from what has reserved the order of 3 months. I mean, after 3 months, that's what that victim said. It's really sad. Similarly, in the Unnao Gangrape case, the Supreme Court reserved the order for more than 6 months, almost 9 months, before they give an order of acquittal from, death penalty to simpliciter acquittal. So I think somewhere there is something wrong in our judicial system, and it needs looking into.
Absolutely, it needs looking into, and the fact that that people today, Rekha Agrawal, are looking at this as justice being denied to a woman who's been fighting for it for a very long time. From a legal point of view, do you believe the interpretation of a person who's in position of power or in position of trust was very narrow by the court? Could have the interpretation could have been different, perhaps could have been more broader in its scope?
Strictly speaking, if you look at it in a very technical manner, he does not qualify, Sengar doesn't qualify to be a public servant under the POCSO Act.
Okay, so then let me rephrase the question. Do you believe that we need better, more holistic laws?
Yes. So definitely a person who is a BJP MLA, he is a person having some power, some authority. So of course, he was not holding a position of trust in the sense that he was not a police officer or an army officer or a jailer, etc., who exploited that position.
Right.
But nevertheless, he was in power, and that was because of that power that he misused, he exploited. I mean, after all, if you're an MLA, you are a public servant, because you're there to, govern the country and to govern the subjects of your state. And now, being a public servant to that extent, with that perspective, he has got away with literally with rape and with murder. Of course, he's still continuing. His sentence is not going to be suspended because of the custodial death charges against him, that conviction against him. But yes, maybe time will tell that whether this definition could be broadened to include such political bigwigs who exploit their power and yet who get away with murder.
Interesting observation. I think that's where the law is also falling short as far as POCSO Act is concerned. I just have the last 2 minutes to me. Barkat Rehan, coming to you. When you see the outrage out there, when you see the victim being dragged, is there some part of you that feels that we as a country have failed her?
Yes, of course.
See, I think the victim should have trust in the court. And since Rahul Gandhi himself has approached, so We can understand how much Congress party is helping. So she will get justice, and we should wait, and we should watch, and we should have full trust.
How long do you think we should wait?
Courts. That is the crux of the story. Here we are only, and why? I also wonder why she came to India Gate. What was the need to come to India?
To protest, ma'am.
What was the need?
To protest.
So what sort of a protest is this? What sort of a protest is this?
What do you mean by what sort of protest? Sitting in one corner in India Gate, do you think
he has
that's not a
only
protest?
got bail, and where there are so many restrictions.
His sentence has been suspended. He's got a bail for the third time. I'm not sure what you're even saying. I'm sorry,
Please
but
don't be so insensitive to question our motives.
To understand.
Are you questioning a rape survivor's motive right now? Are you really doing that on national television?
How can you even ask such questions?
Someone sit on India Gate. Will they get justice?
You know, sometimes in journalism, I'm told that people should be allowed to speak because they expose themselves a lot when they speak. And you're currently exposing yourself, you know, Barkat Rehan.
Every girl who wants justice should go and sit on India Gate. Is this going to work?
Of course. Any girl who wants to go, any girl who wants to, any person, any citizen, anybody who believes that they have been wronged have the right to go.
Are we going to shut down the courts and the police
I'm
station?
appalled.
Nobody's saying that.
Are we ready to do that?
I'm appalled as well. Barkat Rehan,
Absolutely, you're trivializing and mocking the agony of the survivor. You're absolutely trivializing the issue. Don't make a mockery of it. She has a right to protest wherever she wants.
Why always
It doesn't give
this
permission to go anywhere.
rape is politicized?
Sorry?
Why?
No difference between you and O.P. Rajbhat.
Okay, you know what, Barkha, let's give her 30 more seconds. Yes, what are you saying, Barkha?
There is something fishy. There is something fishy.
Also, there's something fishy. What exactly do you think is fishy?
The fishy thing is that why does always Congress politicize rape? It is always, and it happens always.
I'm sure you'll get good 30 seconds. Listen, if you have 30 seconds after this, kindly stand in front of a mirror and repeat these questions to yourself.
Tell me what happened to Sukanya case? Did Sukanya get justice till date?
Please throw her out of the team debate.
Let's start bringing up all the other cases in the past, apart from the one that we are discussing, because that is too uncomfortable for you, that a woman who's a rape survivor goes out and sit in protest. That you can't digest, and that's all right with us. But you know, as the country,
I mean, she should have something in her mind. She should believe in the court, and the court verdict is the last verdict. She can challenge the Supreme Court.
How many rape survivors have you met personally, Barkat Rehan, to be making those statements? Absolute rubbish. I'm sorry, ma'am. You know, I usually don't disrespect guests on my show, but what you're saying is absolute rubbish.
First of all, she is not a minor.
Was a minor. Not a minor today. Was a minor when she was...
Since day one, she was not a minor. She was
okay,
not a minor.
Let's for a minute assume that she was not a minor. What does that change?
So the POXO doesn't
all right,
apply.
Let's for a minute assume that POXO doesn't apply. What does that change for you?
My dear friend Rekha,
a rape is a rape. It's worse when you're a child, but a rape is a rape even if you're 18 years and above, ma'am.
See, then there is no POXO. She cannot file a POXO case.
So are you saying that the fact that FIR says that she was under 18 years of age, the authorities did not do their due diligence?
Absolutely.
What are you even saying? You are saying to have trust in authority, and you're questioning the authority.
There are medical reports. You can go through the reports, and the courts have also gone through those reports and then only given this observation. And wait and watch. Whatever in future is decided by the courts, we all will have to follow that, and I'm also waiting for that. But this is no criteria for any woman to sit on India Gate or Jantar Mantar.
Yeah, please go ahead, teach every woman what to do when they're raped. Yeah. Why don't you do this? Why don't you make a list of 10 things a woman should do, should not do after they're raped? Maybe it'll be helpful, a guidebook to all women who are raped in this country. But you know what? Sometimes people expose themselves when they speak, and you've done so for yourself on national media. I'm sorry, you can't blame it on us. People who are watching.
Police station and courts.
Yeah, she's gone to the police station multiple times. Gone to the police station.
Being a woman, you're trivializing the whole issue.
Unfortunately, I've completely run out of time on the show. Thank you very much to all the women who've taken time out to join us on the show. I mean, it's a tragedy what we are hearing from Barkha, that a woman should know what to do, what not to do after she was raped. In this case, the Unnao rape survivor decided to go to a protest site. She decided to lodge her protest knowing that she hasn't been heard enough by the courts and the authorities. The High Court, of course, has suspended the life sentence awarded to Kuldeep Singh Sengar. He will now be facing trial once again, perhaps in the Supreme Court in some time to come. But it's justice denied for now to the survivor of Unnao rape case. But that's all the time we have in your interest. Thank you very much for watching.
पेंटिंग में पहली बार बिरला ओपस एश्योरेंस। 1 साल में पेंट को कुछ भी हुआ तो पेंटिंग वापस करके देंगे। रजिस्टर करो birlaopus.com पर।
मेरी बेटी के अभी से बाल झड़ रहे हैं, मैं क्या करूं?
2 स्पून ही काफी है। लायन डेट सिरप, इसमें आयरन, फाइबर्स, विटामिन्स और किसी भी बीमारी से लड़ने की ताकत बहुत ज्यादा है। आयरन यानी बाल झड़ने से रोकथाम। रोजाना 2 स्पून लायन डेट सिरप हल्के गर्म दूध में भी मिलाकर पी सकते हैं। लायन डेट सिरप रोजाना 2 स्पून।
2026, take notes. Manifesting. For my little Miss Sunshine, tickles and giggles. Also wanna be a biker chick this time. And dear 2026, only love for my people and myself. To manifest my best life, nature's cosmic energy. Now mine, natural diamond intention pendants.
चमकी सूरज किरणें छत पर, सोलर सिस्टम आया घर घर। बिजली पानी की कमी नहीं, उन्नत है अब इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। इन्वेस्टमेंट अपार है, उद्योग है, व्यापार है, हर सपना अब साकार है। ये भजन लाल सरकार है। नव उत्थान, नई पहचान, बढ़ता राजस्थान, हमारा राजस्थान।
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a breaking news that's coming in. Ukraine's President Zelensky has said significant progress has been made in peace talks with the United States, with consensus reaching on several key points aimed at ending the nearly 4-year war. However, Zelensky made it clear that the most sensitive issues remain unresolved, particularly territorial control in Ukraine's eastern industrial regions and the future management of the nuclear power plant. The developments come after marathon negotiations held in Florida, resulting in a 20-point peace framework. The United States has now shared this draft plan with Russia, and Kyiv is awaiting Moscow's response. Big developments coming in at this point. Briefing journalist, Zelensky has said